Hi everyone, this is Dr. Manu Krishnan K, and in today's session we will be discussing about the classification of joints, part 3, where we will be entirely discussing on the synovial joints. So if you haven't watched the previous sessions on the other classifications, go through the same and come back to watch the part 3 where we discuss synovial joints. So in this session, we will be discussing in detail about the structure of the synovial joint, and we will see each component of the synovial joint, and we will discuss about the different classification of the synovial joints. So the synovial joints are nothing but freely movable joints which are composed of the following structures. It has got an articular capsule, a synovial membrane, and a synovial fluid which is pertaining to the synovial space, and two articular cartilages. So here we have a diagrammatic representation where you can see the two articular surfaces or articular ends of the bone, which is covered by the articular cartilage, the blue colored cartilage here. And covering the particular joint, you can see a joint capsule or articular capsule, which is green in color, which I have represented in green color. And the inner lining of this articular capsule is termed as the synovial membrane, and that is responsible for the production of the synovial fluid. And here you can see the space, the joint space is filled with a fluid called as the synovial fluid. So these are the basic components of synovial joints. Let's see the supportive soft tissues which helps or stabilizes the synovial joints. So these are the major structures which support the synovial joint, which includes the tendons and the muscles, ligaments, and the term bursae. The bursae term is new to you, right? The bursae are nothing but small sacs made up of the synovial membrane, which is filled with synovial fluid. So it acts more like a cushion for the structures related to that. And any damage to the structures which I have told you now will just cause the misalignment of the joint, and that misalignment will cause the degenerative changes in the future. So that is a common thing that you have to remember, that is about the clinical anatomy that we'll be discussing later. So just try to remember these are the supportive structures, and if anything goes wrong with them, that will cause misalignment of this joint, and that can cause some degenerative changes in the later phase. Then we have the individual structures explained here. The first one is the articular cartilage, where the articular surfaces are covered by the hyaline cartilage, which is thicker in weight-bearing areas than in that of the non-weight-bearing areas. So what is the purpose of articular cartilage? They reduces the friction between the articular surfaces. And there are some peculiar features for this articular cartilage. They have no blood supply, no lymphatic drainage, and no neural elements. And these chondrocytes, that is nothing but the building block of the cartilage, the chondrocytes are shielded from the immunological recognition. So that is an important fact to remember. So when it comes to rheumatoid arthritis and all, it is an autoimmune disease, right? In that case, these chondrocytes will be considered as like an antigen, and the body will start attacking it, and that's how the cartilage will wear off, and that will cause inflammation in the joints. So usually in the actual physiology, the chondrocytes are shielded from the immunological recognition. They won't create any inflammation, but when it comes to rheumatoid arthritis, it causes inflammation by just being identified as an external factor. And basically this articular cartilage is nothing but 60 to 80 percentage of water. So there a question arises, if there is no blood supply, no lymphatics, and no neural elements, how it gets the nutrition? So it is an important question to remember. And the synovial fluid which exists in the synovial cavity is the source from which this articular cartilages are receiving the nutrition through diffusion. So you have to remember they have no blood supply, but the nutrition is derived from the articular, like this synovial fluid. Then let's discuss about synoviocytes. I've told you about the synovial membrane, which will be the inner lining of the articular capsule. So the synovial membrane itself have two types of cells. They are the fibroblastic type B synoviocytes and macrophagic type A synoviocytes. They both have different functions. So the first one, the fibroblastic or type B synoviocytes, are responsible for the production of hyaluronic acid, and that is an important content of the synovial fluid. Then what about the second one? The macrophagic or type A synoviocytes. They helps in the removal of undesirable substances from the synovial fluid. Say for example, like if any small bleeding is happening in the synovial cavity, that blood cells or any other foreign bodies which are entering that particular area, any crystals that are developed there, all of these will be removed by the macrophagic action of type A synoviocytes. So these are the two types of synoviocytes present. Then we have the important feature which is only present in the synovial joints, that is the synovial fluid, which is occurring within the synovial space or synovial cavity. So the synovial fluid, it consists of hyaluronic acid and the interstitial fluid derived from the blood plasma and serum. So that is the major components of synovial fluid. And when it comes to the consistency of synovial fluid, it is almost like egg white. So you know the consistency of egg white, right? So it will be similar to the consistency of that of the egg white. And quantity, it varies according to the joint's size. And when you consider, don't expect like so much synovial fluid will be present in the joints. It is not like that. If you consider the biggest joint, that is a knee joint, hardly 3 to 4 ml of synovial fluid will only be present in the joint space. So that is a quite interesting fact, right? You might have expected like a little more of synovial fluid present there, but actually it is a thin layer of fluid which facilitates easy frictionless movement of the articular cartilages. So that is the basic idea about the synovial joints. In the next class, we will be discussing about the classification of synovial joints. Thank you.